Welcome back. The red alert's finally over, and the rest of Gary has been cleaned up off of the wall. They've replaced the dented steel door, and I've got a new guard named Bill. Bill has refused to talk to me, and from what I understand, is instructed not to even make eye contact. Apparently I distracted Gary, or at least that's what they're saying, that's how he got creamed. What actually happened is, Gary saw the thing coming toward him, screamed like a little girl, and then proceeded to get splattered against the wall. I have nothing to do with it. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Today we're going to look at what was one of the funnest SCPs to work with, I think ever. Mainly because it didn't try to kill me every day I walked in. SCP-1147. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. All specimens of SCP-1147 are to be stored in separate planters in a 10 meter by 30 meter by 5 meter greenhouse located above ground, on the premise of Sector 28. 3 liters of water should be added to each planter every 7 days. Any instances of SCP-1147-1 produced by the specimens should be stored in the opaque container next to each planter. Personnel working in the greenhouses are to be screened upon exit to prevent accidental dispersal of SCP-1147-1. Following tests, SCP-1147-DC, all handling of SCP-1147-1 must be done with approved tools. Sometimes shit happens. Testing the safety and edibility of any specimens of SCP-1147-2 is restricted to D-Class personnel. There's an old note here saying that after 48 hours of observation, specimens may be cleared for general consumption. There you can no longer consume them, which kind of sucks. As you will learn, some of them were actually quite tasty. Description. SCP-1147 is an unclassified species of plum tree whose seeds, designated SCP-1147-1, can be planted in practically any substance. The resulting plant will adopt a physical attribute from the utilized substance. SCP-1147 has proven capable of growing in solids, loose materials, and liquids via hydroponics. SCP-1147 produces fruit, designated SCP-1147-2. The original specimen, SCP-1147, was discovered growing from the steel base of a lamppost in blank, Georgia. It's Alberta, Georgia, by the way, where it was believed to be an art installation by the local population. It actually does look quite beautiful. But, yeah, it was a bit of a... I was actually part of the retrieval team for this. It was a pain in the ass. I grew up on an orchard, so they thought my expertise in transplanting would help remove the tree from the ground. Honestly, what we did was we realized it was steel, and that most of its roots were in concrete. The center seed had grown into steel, but most of its root had grown out into the concrete, so we were able to just kind of... We hooked a truck to it and floored it. I was going to say that we attached a wrench to it and slowly pulled... No, honestly, we just hooked a truck to it and floored it. Hey, sometimes the easiest way is the best way. SCP-1147 Control. Let me try that one again. SCP-1147 Control. Substance, standard potting soil. Result, normal plum tree closely matching similar species. Seeds retain anomalous properties. Having a bit of my tea here. I actually have some rather than the... I don't want to think about those males. The fruit was sweeter than expected. Notes. To eliminate as many variables as possible, only seeds from SCP-1147 should be used for new tests. Dr. Laurel. Oh, by the way, Dr. Laurel was the head of this project, as it's easy enough to tell by their notes throughout this. I was not a head on this project. I was still very early in the Foundation at this time. I was only a level 2 researcher, I believe. So my job was to... I pretty much just monitored them, took notes, and did a few other things in the greenhouses at this time. Yeah, gotta start somewhere. Substance. 20 centimeters of galvanized steel, 5 centimeter hole drilled into the top, seed placed within, plugged with steel shavings. Trunk is high quality steel with superior tensile strength. Leaves and flowers are thin, rigid zinc sheets, and give off no scent. Fruit inedible. D-182 cracked tooth and tip. Subsequent taste test denied for specimens that can't be cut with a knife. Yeah, that was... Dr. Laura wasn't the smartest of people at times. Note, this is the same material in which SCP-1147 was discovered, original specimen successfully reproduced. Which is good, which means we can actually... It's nice to have an SCP that actually goes with the normal logic, rather adding 1 plus 1, one day equals 2, next day you get fish. Very annoying when stuff just doesn't follow logic. SCP-1147-SA. Substance, sand collected from ocean beach. Result, trunk rough, brittle, and pale, crumbles easily to touch. Individual grains of sand. Leaves and flowers are translucent and colorless. Scent resembles ocean breeze. Structure collapses when subjected to simulated rain. Fruit, inedible. Falls apart in the hand. SCP-1147-GL. Substance, seed pressed into recently forged 20-centimeter glass sphere as it cooled. Trunk is clear, flawless, faceted glass. Roots visible from within the sphere. Leaves acts as prism, casting a spectrum of light into the light onto surfaces. Flowers are light pink glass with a subtle scent. Fruit, hollow colored glass, inedible. Note, personal requests to give SCP-1147-GL as gifts are denied, which would have been kind of nice. Actually, I would have just liked to have cut off some of the flowers. They were really beautiful. SCP-1147-CO. Substance, planter container filled with poured concrete. Seed pressed 5 centimeters under surface. Trunk matches color, texture, and strength of concrete. Leaves are pliable when soaked in water and applied to a surface they will harden to a firm shell. Flowers share similar properties and have a chalky scent. Fruit is inedible. Note, leaves could be used to quickly repair damaged walls and floors. Further research recommended. They were never actually be able to use because we quickly learned that if they got wet again, they did the same thing. Well, not really. It's just the more they got wet, they hardened faster and faster. So you ended up having them just brutally break off. So they weren't a permanent fix. For a quick repair and temporary, they were useful. But other than that, not really. SCP-1147-CH. Substance, charcoal ground into rough powder. Result, trunk dry and cracked, resembling a tree after a forest fire. Leaves black and crumble easily. Flowers smell like burnt wood. Recommended storing away from other specimens in case of accidental combustion. Fruit, withered and smoky flavored, produce a small quantity of liquid which is easily ignited. That was a... Yeah. Oh, and after SCP-1147-CH, we instructed a new rule in the greenhouse: no smoking. SCP-1147-PA. Substance, shredded white printer paper mixed with water into pulp. Trunk composed of layers of sheet of white paper that can be peeled away individually. Leaves are yellow with light blue veins. Flowers multicolored with the texture of tissue paper. Scent resembles a new book. Edible, but largely flavorless. D-144... Wow. D-431 received minor cuts on lips and tongue. Yeah, paper cut in the mouth. He was not happy. SCP-1147-CT. Substance, processed, compressed, cotton stored in fabric sac. Result, bark is a brown felt with cotton core, giving in to pressure. Bark does not heal naturally, but can be stitched closed with no negative effects. Leaves are green felt with stitched veins. Flowers are pink cotton with the scent of freshly washed laundry. Fruit resembles a plush plum. Edible, but just barely. Edible's a subjective word there. It's kind of like saying, yeah, your pillow's edible, but probably shouldn't eat it. SCP-1147-WO. Substance, 20 centimeter cube of stacked lumber. 5 centimeter hole drilled into top, seed placed within, plugged with wooden dowel. Trunk resembles normal plum tree, but drier, branches easily cracked, leaves and flowers dry, colorless with the scent of sawdust, inedible, surface smooth and polished with a visible grain. We were not actually able to remove the seed from this one, because any attempt just ended up with us destroying the seed. Oh god, not this one. SCP-1147-MO. Substance, $2,183 US in mixed dills. Shredded and mixed with water to form a pulp. Similar structure to SCP-1147-PA, but trunk is a pale green in color. That was the paper one, if you could remember. These bear a random mix of symbols and images commonly found on currency, but do not resemble complete and passable bills. Flowers have the scent of fresh dollar bills. The fruit is a paper skin filled with dark ink. Sample of ink had a mild plum flavor. Notes: I told you it wouldn't work. I'm glad I didn't chip in on the collection. I lost $200 on that. Like, come on, it was a chance for a money tree. You'd have to be an idiot not to try. You also probably have to be an idiot to think it would work, but that's not the point. I actually like the fruit of this one. I really like the fruit of this one because you could use it as a really great permanent ink. It would not smudge. It would not wear off. It was really nice. Too bad I no longer have access to this. It'd be much better than the stupid safety pins I'm having to use. Not safety pin as in closed, but a pin that has a specially designed point, so you can't use to stab someone. Yeah, they honestly think I'm going to try and stab and kill people. It's effectively just a marker, but with a ballpoint on it. It's really difficult to describe. I don't quite know how to. Anyways, oh, here's a nice one. Filtered water. The result was a trunk in smooth, transparent, cool to the touch, resembling quartz. Thin, leaves are very thin, membranous, and waterproof. Flowers emit unscented mist. A thin but durable skin containing approximately 100 milliliters of potable water with a slight plum flavor. Seed floating within. Garden staff finds samples incredibly refreshing. The requests for additional planters of SCP-1147, WA, were approved and then immediately disproved. Not disproved. They were approved and then they were rejected, which kind of sucks. SCP-1147-PE. Substance: crude oil. Result is bark. The bark is black, giving... I forgot about this one. Bark is black and giving, partially greasy. Leaves share similar properties. Flowers produce a combustible vapor. Specimen to be isolated in separate enclosure. Yeah, because it smelled god-awful. A thin but durable skin coating contained approximately 100 milliliters of a refined petroleum similar to diesel fuel. Seed floating within. SCP-1147-LA. Pasteurized cow milk. The trunk is white and stronger than normal wood. Flowers are soft with a slightly sour scent. Creamy and solid with a skin and flavor reminiscent of Briar cheese. Serves well with white wine. Did someone seriously put a joke into that? I'm not even going to look at that. I didn't write this, so that was not my joke. SCP-1147-BE. Substance. I can't remember which beer it was now. It was whichever one we had enough cases of at the time. SCP-1147. Substance. Blank. Brand beer. Specimen grew gnarled and erratic with a molted black pattern. Leaves sag. Flowers produce a thick foam. Fruit. A taut skin containing approximately 100 milliliters, a 6.5% stout beer. Seed floating within. Notes: I would recommend disciplinary action against researcher Adams for liberally sampling SCP-1147-BE-2 before proper D-class testing, but I believe the hangover is punishment enough. Yeah, he didn't just sample one. He sampled all of them. And if you don't know something about plum trees, you can get maybe 70 to 80 from the miniature plums. Oh, that was something that we never mentioned, is it, in this? SCP-1147 is a miniature plum. It does not grow higher than about 6 feet. It's actually quite useful for growing it indoors. Well, no, some of them did grow much larger, but I think that was due to what they were planted in. But on average, they wouldn't. So yeah, he got quite drunk. It was very stupid of him to do that. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 liters. Yeah. SCP-1147-EL. Substance: assorted shredded electronics. Result: bark consists of green plastic. When peeled off, circuits present on the interior. Leaves resemble solar cells in construction and are capable of collecting energy even after detached from specimen. Flowers utilize fiber optics to produce light displays. Fruit: inedible. Can be adapted into a solid-state storage device. Analysis of contained data ongoing. There was no data on it, actually. It was just random ones and zeros. There was a way to run it through a function. It's a, no, lordy. My brain's going a bit blank here. Let me have some tea. Oh, yeah, so you can run it through a function and graph the overall trend of the data, and we just got a straight line, which usually indicates that there is no meaningful data there. Because you should see a curve. Let's see. Notes. Repeating the process with SCP-1147 EL-1 produces a more efficient and refined specimen. Dr. Laurel. Not sure what that actually... Oh, yeah, I remember. Each time you put the seed back through in this process, it gets a little more refined, but not by enough to even make it worth doing. Oh, I remember this one. This one was fun. SCP-1147-LE. Substance, Lego brand plastic building blocks. It does not say Lego brand, but we all know it's Lego brand. We almost went with Mega Blocks because they were cheaper at the time, but someone pointed out that Lego bricks are usually of better construction. Anyways, results. Entire tree is constructed of individual, multicolored blocks, including leaves and flowers. Specimen can be broken apart and rebuilt into different configurations and resume growth with no negative effects. Each fruit is constructed exclusively out of violet bricks, with a seed cradled at the center. Oh, man. That's actually one of my favorite ones. Mainly because I could spend all day building and rebuilding it. Last time I worked there, I think it was right before I left. I was moving to a different department at the time. Anyways, before I left, I took apart the tree and rebuilt it into I made it look like an oak tree, but I added a little tree house in it made out of the blocks. That was fun. Dr. Laurel cussed me out for it, but I did it anyways. SCP-1147-WX. Substance 20 centimeter cube of wax. Seed pressed 5 centimeters into wax as it cooled. Result. Tree easily mistaken for natural plant at a distance, but subtle sheen and stiffness of leaves noticeable upon closer inspection. Vulnerable to deformation at higher temperatures. The fruit is edible with a soft plum flavor, but no nutritional value. With wick inserted, fruit will burn for approximately 12 hours. It gives off a very light plum scent. That is not in the report, but that is true. It's not enough for it to be considered a good candle. It's just enough to piss you off that your candle isn't strong enough. Oh yeah, these are special testing. These were done with byproducts from animals. Which, yeah, that was disturbing that anyone decided to do these. I had to work on these personally because, again, worked on a farm. Worked in an orchard, sorry. And also had more... Yeah, I don't want to talk about this one, honestly. Nope. All specimens in this category raised in isolated underground testing chambers at Sector Blank. Access restricted to Security Level 3. SCP-1147-BL. Substance 30 liters of cow's blood. Bark is flaky with a dark color reminiscent of dry blood. Leaves are thin and translucent, featuring a web of red veins. Flowers are dark crimson and emit a red mist once a day. Specimens should be tended and watered only by D-Class wearing environmental suits until the nature of researcher Parker's illness can be determined. It was mad cow disease. Nah, I'm kidding with you. He just had a severe stomach bug. He's fine now. Resembles a regular plum with a nearly black skin. That freaked a bunch of people out thinking that we had a tree that sprayed people with mad cow disease. Sorry. With a nearly black skin and dark red juices. D968 and D2401 vomited and convulsed within 1 hour of ingestion. An entire sample. Further testing suspended. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder what our purpose is. SCP-1147-BO. Complete cow skeleton ground into powder. Trunk is smooth and white with a core of marrow. Produces no leaves or flowers. Fruit, none. SCP-1147-ME. Substance, ground beef. Result, bark resembles cow flesh, complete with thin layer of molted hair, covering striated muscle. Produces hair in place of the leaves. Flowers bud as fleshy sacs before ripening into fruit. Scent is rotten and disorienting. Raw ingestion produces symptoms of reminiscent of food poisoning. Ah, lordy, doc. See, we try to be thorough, but sometimes it's just stupid. Cooked fruit, more edible, but taste described as gross and wrong. SCP-1147-DC. Substance. Seed implanted under the forearm, skin of restrained D-class subject. Yeah, I'm just going to paraphrase this one very quickly. All the samples were destroyed. It acted as an additional limb, and no more tests like this can be approved without O5. Yeah, this is a very bad one. When they tried to surgically remove it, both specimens died. That means the D-class as well as his tree arm thing. Ugh. Complete human brain from D1398. Result: bark is pale and membranous, with dark veins visible beneath the surface. Specimen responds to harmful stimulus by shifting away at a rate of 1 centimeter a minute. Leaves laced with dense web of veins and nerves. Flowers resemble primitive sensory organs. Sensitivity test ongoing. Fruit: upon attempt removal of fruit, agents blank and blank from MTF Theta 4 responded, and specimen now under control and observation. Requesting all available records pertaining to D1398. No one did a psychology test on him. That should have been. We should have had a full psychiatric report on whoever we did this with. This was not. It was not thought out well. Further testing requires O5 approval. Not that it'll do researcher Paulson any good. I accept full responsibility for not taking his suspicions more seriously. Damn it, I went to botany to avoid this sort of thing. Dr. Laurel. Dr. Laurel, you joined the Foundation. Congrats. There are plants. We actually have plants here that will eat you. I'm not talking about like a Venus flytrap style. I'm talking about the plant will hunt you down and eat you. You go into the Foundation, just understand that one day you may be working on a talking doodle. The next day you may be working with a vending machine that will give you something from a different dimension. Our job is not... Job doesn't make half the time doesn't make any bloody fucking sense. And if you're wondering, I know some people will probably be wondering, yes, I put in a request to do pizza as a seed starter and donuts as another one. I was denied both times and told that it would not be a good idea. I reject that idea. I think it would have been an amazing idea, and a pizza tree or donut tree would literally have been heaven. I wonder if I could break out of here and steal a seed. Bill's looking at me now, quite worryingly. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna go get some pizza.